How to be productive every day. In this video, I'm gonna show you my 3 hacks for insane productivity. Let's get shit done. Hey, I'm Chucky, co-founder of Club EarlyBird. Productivity has been a mini obsession of mine for many years, mostly because I spent so much time not being productive, and I knew if I was going to have any success, then I needed to fix some things. And those fixes came in the form of 3 hacks that have all been a complete game changer for me. In this video, I'm gonna share with you all 3. Let's get shit done. Hack number 1, needle moving tasks only. We get up and are ready to get shit done, and what usually happens? Well, we have this big list of things that can be done. Some things are much easier than others, and those small things allow you to check things off, which makes you feel good. But we all know there's a couple things that are actual needle movers, the tasks that will actually take you to the next level. Most of the time, we work on the small things because on a checklist, they all look equal. There's no weight to them. So let's fix that. Rearrange that to-do list and put the needle movers at the top. Those are the things to work on, and those are the things that are the easiest to procrastinate. Really, it's because in most cases, nobody is forcing you to do them. You know they are powerful and can change your life, but there's no urgency. From now on, commit to only those tasks. Sure, the small things need to be done too, but do they have to be done by you? If anything isn't a needle mover, and especially if it's something that's repetitive, I always find someone else to do it. Big players only work on needle movers. And the fact that you're watching this and this topic interests you means you're a big player. So do big player shit. Sometimes the needle moving tasks don't jump out at you. That's why I journal every morning. Doing my mind dump helps flush out the needle movers. Writing things as they happen in my head until I fill up a full page every single morning. Once you know what the needle moving task is, don't get overwhelmed by the size of it. It's not going to get all done at once. You need to commit to only the next step, the next thing that can be done to move towards that needle moving task. For me, I notice our customers are asking for a loyalty program. This is a needle moving task, something that can be set up and pay dividends again and again and again. I realized through journaling that a loyalty program can incentivize more purchases, create a stronger bond with our brand, and create another touch point. The sheer size of doing this is huge and can be stressful. I have to figure out how customers get points in this program, what they'll use their points for, who's going to manage it, what software to use, how to make it work with our other softwares, etc. What starts off as a cool idea eventually turns into this huge obstacle that seems impossible and gets overwhelming quickly. This is the kind of task that can sit on a to-do list only to be skipped over day after day. The solution? I only think about the one next step. Then that'll lead to step 2, step 3, and so on, until one day we actually have a full loyalty program. So today, I'm focusing on what earns points. That's all. I'm committing to that one step. After I finish that step, then figuring out what the rewards are doesn't seem so daunting without thinking of everything else. Then I simply set up calls with loyalty program softwares, hear them out, and make that decision. I only go into the next phase when the next step is due. One step at a time. And before I know it, it's done. A needle moving task completed. Something that will not just pay off in the short term, but again and again on autopilot. That's what a needle moving task does. Hack number 2, wake up early. I used to be a night owl. Productivity wasn't really happening late, but I was staying up late, which would end up with me waking up late and hitting snooze over and over. When I started this journey, I realized that very few successful people live like that. Most of them were starting their days early and spending their mornings doing very predictable behavior that set them up for productive days. They were doing this thing called a morning routine. That's when my real obsession began, my desire to nail down the perfect morning routine. A morning routine that would allow me to easily wake up early and set myself up for a kick-ass day. I made a whole video detailing this routine, which I'll link to below, but it basically goes like this. First, my EarlyBird morning cocktail, which is the product my wife and I created to easily resist the snooze and wake up with clean energy, hydration through electrolytes, and motivation through nootropics. It's the cheat code to waking up early. Ready on my nightstand to drink as soon as the alarm goes off. Who doesn't love a blood orange mimosa in the morning? Then my journaling technique, which pulls out my needle moving tasks for the day, finding out the next step I need to take. After that, my stretching routine, which I'll also link to below. This helps wake up my body and get that blood pumping. And then we're off to the gym to lift and hit the sauna. The sauna is my place for deep thought. I'll try to think of what big projects need to be done and where we want to be in a year. And then what I can do today to make progress on those projects. After about 20 minutes in the sauna, it quickly turns to just survival mode and holding out for another 10 minutes. Before we jump into the final hack for everyday productivity, I'd be extremely grateful if you could hit the like button and maybe even subscribe if you like what you see. Also, comment below which of these tips you're currently doing and which you'd like to start doing. Hack number 3, breathwork. I'm newer to this habit, but it's apparent that it's extremely important. Most of us aren't taking advantage of breathing correctly, and there are various breathing exercises that can make you feel so much better in a very short amount of time, mostly by giving much more oxygen to your body and blood than you normally give. Like I said, I'm definitely no expert. I do have a friend who's an expert that I would definitely recommend following. He's on Instagram @BoomerMueller. He knows his stuff. But I will give you a couple techniques that I've enjoyed using over the last couple years. First is the 4-7-8 method. All you have to do is breathe in for 4 seconds. You're gonna hold that breath for 7 seconds, and then you're gonna breathe out for 8 seconds, and then repeat. So in, make sure that breath takes 4 seconds, and then hold that breath for 7 seconds, and then take 8 seconds to let that breath out, and then repeat. Try to do that 10 times. Anytime you do a breathing exercise though, make sure you're sitting and you're not driving. There's always the chance you could lose a bit of consciousness because your body isn't used to it. The second breathing technique is a technique I learned from Wim Hof, one of the true badasses of our time. You'll want to lay down, then breathe in from your stomach, chest, and head. So it's 3 parts. So stomach, chest, head. Breathing in as much air as possible, then instantly exhale. You don't have to exhale everything, but you do want to maximize the inhale. After the exhale is over, that's 1 rep. Try to do 25 or do as many until you don't feel comfortable. You should notice tingly fingers and maybe a lightheadedness that's 100% normal and caused by this rush of oxygen. Now, once you hit the 25 or whatever number you choose, you want to exhale all of that whole breath and then hold your breath for as long as possible. Our blood is very oxygenated at this point, so you could probably hold your breath longer than you think. Then when you think you can't hold it any longer, breathe in and then hold that for 15 seconds, then release. And that is 1 set. So to recap, you're taking a 3-part inhale, chest, stomach, head, then exhale it all out. Do that 25 times, then exhale everything. Hold your breath for as long as you can, then inhale and hold for 15 seconds. Try to do 2 sets if you can, and you'll be ready to take on the world. You'll likely feel much more ready to be super productive. Recently, we developed something super cool. It's a 60-second quiz that will tell you which morning routine is right for you. After we figure out some details about you, we'll prescribe you a morning routine that includes 3 habits. We'll even send you a free guide that'll detail exactly how to take advantage of each habit. The link to that is below this video. I'll see you on the inside. Peace. When you wake up in the morning, you're super dehydrated. You lose over a pound of water overnight. This makes it super hard to wake up in the morning.
We've always wanted that ability to easily wake up early and get shit done.
The EarlyBird Morning Cocktail is your secret to waking up early and being ultra productive, setting you up for a kick-ass day.